high and jumping is off the table, maybe I can just slip right under.
I mean, there is that. If there's one thing that the red team has, it's mobility, and a lot of it. Because when it comes to Joker and Inkling, they are always going to be in your face when they feel like it. They can play mid-range as much as they want to. They have zoning tools. So you have to watch out for side B to get that damage over time. And also, you got to watch out for your teammate getting pushed off stage into a point where his jump got sniped, and that is already early stock for the red team.
Yeah, it looked like neither of them realized that PKChris was without a jump, and hey, red team, you're taking that. You're taking that right to the bank because now you're forcing blue team to potentially be a little bit more on the play than they needed to be. Oh, twice over?
I really like what Vile's doing. Vile is just going down there and using the splash hitbox at the start of the up B as a way to hit PKChris, force him into a position where he has to peek it down to 2 in a really weird spot, and gets another early gift. But PKChris is already down to his last stock.
Yeah, maybe a pseudo shine spike, but a pseudo shine spike is still a shine spike, and you're holding that and moving right along with it as a 6 stocks to 4 advantage. MPG is going to really need to play stock tank, but that's very hard against Arsene.
Bro, Team Nevermore is getting cooked. I ain't got nothing else to say. They're getting smoked right now, but the back air is going to come through, and that's going to get them on the board. Now, KO power is still really good when it comes to blue team, so they can get it back in, but now here's the problem. You're fighting against someone who loves when you take too long to fight him. That's Joker. And then Inkling has the ability to get bigger damage when you try to overcommit on approach, because you're gonna get hit by the ink, you're gonna get hit by that by the splat gun or the splat bomb. So it's gonna be way more annoying to fight as the match goes on, and blue team's got to keep their composure if they want to get back in.
Yeah, and really enjoying how Vile is choosing to utilize full stage to their advantage as Sky drops their first stock. Both Sky and Vile are choosing to disengage, spread out the full stage, spread out that camera, and then move in one at a time, but finding new angles and new ways to intercept and approach against the walking arsenal that can be MPG and his barrage of items and tactics.
I mean, speaking of barrage, the blue team is coming back swinging. Like, I know I joked a second ago about how they were getting bodied, but they have definitely figured it out now. Let's jump back here coming through. MPG really waking up, and even PKChris has gotten a lot of straight hit damage, but the parry up smash going to be forced to use the share stock here. There's only there's 103% on Vile too, or excuse me, Sky. So we're very close to an even game where at the start of this, I would not have expected that.
Yeah, like a whole bunch of instant turnarounds, and I really credit MPG for just being very on point when it comes to finding those back airs. Like, it's been a lot of pressure and a lot of excellent use of Meadow Blade to force a reaction out of Vile and Sky. And PKChris, whatever MPG doesn't hit, cleans up the damage.
MPG has gotten so much off of platform pressure too, because we saw that with the back air a second ago where he played around it, but he also got Vile with the stock before. So MPG, really the MVP so far, and waking up here in this game number 1 and bringing this back to an even game. PKChris was able to get that up smash confirm off of I believe it was a pellet, and they have done an incredible job. The red team has got to they got to calm down, because this is a hard one. If you lose this game one after that lead, you're going to be thinking about that a lot.
Yeah, who drops this stock first, Vile or MPG? It's going to be a test, especially with Arsene on deck for both sides. And the back air comes in. I was expecting PKChris to try and maneuver for a grab, but there is the throw coming for blue team, both at very high percents, but this Arsene is starting to wane, and there it goes.
So if anybody at all was wondering why we hyped up MPG prior to this match, here you go.
This is why.
Like this. The invalidation of a lot of what the red team has been looking for has mostly come in from the absolutely incredible play, but they shut it down at the last second. Last second, they stopped the bleeding. He gets the up smash on PKChris, and then the forward smash to cover the approach from MPG. You know what? Sky popped off after that, as you should, because you guys are about to throw that game after the incredible comeback from blue team, spaced out the forward air on approach, and shut it down. That was insane.
You know, the incredible awareness on Sky's part to see, hey, MPG is trying to punish me for throwing out a smash attack and killing his partner, so I'm going to try and go in here and land with one of my buttons. Not today. The dash back forward smash is all that it took, and Sky after a rough end game, does clutch it out as Nevermore's team has got their work cut out for him, it seems like, in this winners semis. This is actually for top 16.
Oh yeah, this is moving up into the next round of things. And when it comes to at least for the blue team, you know now in the back of your head that not only is Vile, for one, has been looking for a lot of Inkling rollers to be getting punished for that, so he's got to be very careful with how much he's throwing it out right now, because it keeps getting stopped by MPG. But PKChris also knows that you went for those up Bs to get those games before. He's going to be thinking about that as he changes his route to recover now. You have to make sure you adjust so you still get those strong edge guards, because that's the reason why they were in such a big lead before. They got 2 really early gimps on red team, and now the blue team has taken a relatively solid lead here to start things off.
And it could be even more as PKChris looked for the stock with the down air. Oh, and the PK rocket as well. Chris is fiending against Vile, who is kind of swinging for the fences as down air does connect.
Look,
but
PKChris was in flowchart mode. No matter what, somebody was getting hit by that down air, and it just happened to be MPG.
Yeah, unfortunate too, because that could have been a huge turnaround, a huge lead, and just a huge statement for MPG, for the blue team as a whole.
Oh, I love what Sky tried. Did you see what Sky tried to do a second ago? He went for guns in center to interrupt MPG, and he saw PKChris floating away and went down with second guns and used the instant cancel to go for the forward air. It didn't connect, but he does in fact finish out his food. He got the edge guard on PKChris.
But a little bit of lack of coordination in there as well, as both Sky and Vile went for the edge guard, and Arsene's back air has no restrictions on who it takes to stop from.
I didn't even notice that Vile got caught up in that either. So far, it's all hands on deck. It doesn't matter if you're on my team or not. Everybody is scrapping. But for blue team, you'll take that because you're still holding us like a lead, but also how close that first game is. You know that red team is still stressed because of how close that was.
Yeah, when you're popping off after game 1, you know that if you can keep collected, then you can turn around pretty crazy, though the dash attack doesn't quite take the stock. If there's a mine on PKChris, either that can be heals or a transition off for more damage. Oh, Vile has to be very careful with PKChris just swinging belligerently in the corner.
Both of MPG's stocks have been from PKChris. First the down air, now the back air. The up smash is going to call out the jump from Vile there. Excuse me, from Sky. Vile currently sitting at 142. This is a bad spot because not only is every aerial going to possibly kill like we just saw, but you have two characters with KO throws too. It was eventually it was going to go away.
Yeah, this is what I felt like we were going to see from PKChris in game 1. Oh, very good job of not to jump all the way up there from Sky, but Sky is not allowed to come down.
Bro, he literally can't touch the ground right now.
No, you're not allowed to.
He was literally going through a whole storm up there. He had wind and he had lightning in his face constantly. Arsene is on deck. If you want to make a comeback, this is the only opportunity you got. Arsene's now gone. It's going to take a while before you get that back. I kind of think you're looking into game 3 at this point because you got KO throws everywhere, but you never know. Back air is going to take it. We're moving to game 3.
It's incredible how effective and honestly how easy it seemed like for PKChris to stand in the corner and wait for Sky or wait for Vile to approach them. Like, as we can see in this replay, it's just PKChris exploding MPG, but finding ways to wrong replay.
We just killed production with that. As we can see in this replay, PKChris is looking rather sus. He definitely vented on PS2.
No, I didn't, I swear.
Oh my god. Chat, if I don't see Dancing Among Us in chat right now, you're doing it incorrectly, by the way. But actually, as long as it's not Among Us. So, unfortunately for MPG, his greatest enemy was his own teammate. But at least they were able to actually get it together as it went along. Let's see if that matters here on game number 3.
9 stocks that game.
True. Actually, no, technically 8. He really wanted that number higher. That was for him.
Hey, when number go higher, blue team wins. So.
True. Number better, I win. Let's make that a summit skit. So now in the Smashville, this is gonna be uncontrollable chaos because with how much everybody was hitting each other before, I can only imagine what it's gonna be like here right now.
I feel like you just have to be much more careful for your red team. What was so successful in that early game 1 and that same type of mojo they That's a very nice team combo. The same mojo they haven't been able to quite recapture is excess mobility leading to openings. In these past 2 games, they've been trying to play a little bit more reactive, and it felt like MPG and PKChris were just ping-ponging them back and forth with their massive hitboxes.
I think you might be slightly onto something there, because I feel like Vile couldn't get anybody with that move right there, the roller. So, because they were reacting so well. Now you've cut off that because it's such a smaller stage. I think Vile intentionally wanted this. Not only does it make Sky's combos easier, but it makes it easier to find that because you're not going to be able to react to that nearly as quick. They haven't gotten to punish on it yet, but so far it's worked at least a bit better because he's 2 for, I think, 3 right now, and that's going to matter as it goes on because that's a KO move. Or it sets up for the KO.
Ooh, the back throw on neutral getup is going to do it. Megaman's back throw not nearly as strong as Ness's, and same with that back air as PKChris once again hounding in the corner and finding a massive punish. 2 stocks apiece though, 4 stocks per team. Just a matter of who gets the opening string.
I mean, to be honest too, with the way that this is playing, I honestly can't even tell you who's going to win. Because
super tight.
When it comes to Smashville and how crazy this could be, they have been hitting each other a lot, but the 1v1s have been slightly in favor of blue team so far. They do have a good percent lead here, but one mistake puts Ness deep off stage, and that could be a free edge guard. So if red team could set that up, especially with how much rage that Inkling has now, you can possibly find that game. We did see it before where the Arsene backer came in and took both of them out, but it can still take out Ness right now.
Yeah, but how do you set up a situation like that? Megaman off stage is rather vulnerable, but MPG's high recovery does get them back just fine, as Vile does drop their stock first.
Yeah, PKChris has really cleaned it up a lot. Like, that is something that is definitely shown as the matches have gone on. PKChris getting a PK Rocket off stage, but the tech coming through at the last second. Inkling Roller trying to catch a hit. Up smash coming through with Chaos. Back there coming off stage, just misses it. Sky somehow finding his way back onto ground safely.
And the flash cleanup didn't even catch Sky, as Vile does close out the stock on Chris, and Sky closes out on PKChris. It is suddenly a full 2-stock swing, 3 stocks to 2, and Sky still surviving with a chance to get even more.
This matters so much on Vile. Vile has to hold on because that Arsene needs to last, and now coming through is the stock loss, and looking like Sky is telling him, no, let me hold on to it because he's already at 143. He wants to take this. I don't know how I feel about it because you kind of need the 2v1 here, regardless of how you feel, because even though you're going to get another Arsene, you got to work for it. But either way, this is Sky saying, I'm going to take the wheel. I'm going to try and make this work. Hasn't really found the opening yet. And now Arsene's gone. The backer comes through, and it's forced to a 2v1 once again, Ubel. Yeah,
2v1 at low percents all across the board, which only makes it more difficult for Sky, as team combos are ripe for the picking here. Or MPG and PKChris can just take turns at ledge and take turns juggling. Oh no, can Sky get down?
You know what? Unfortunately, you shouldn't have named yourself Sky because they have been letting you. They've been letting you be up, get to know your people up there very well. Sky has done nothing but be stuck in disadvantage when the up airs come through, the PK Thunders come through, almost taking one to the face right there, getting juggled a lot. But now Arsene is here. If you're gonna make it happen, this is where it has to happen now.
This is the chance that you have as the air dodge comes in. You can still get some damage in, and as the percents start to rack up, it's just a matter of what you can find. Opportunities present themselves, but are just frames too late.
Luckily, Arsene cheats, so this is actually way more doable than it looked, but took so much damage. Arsene is now gone. Sure, you can attempt big F smash with punish. What the weight from Megaman coming through. Sky doing everything he can to try and get a KO. No throws are pretty much going to work here. Gets the forward smash at the ledge, and now PKChris is forced to take an edge guard. He does not get hit by F tilt. It's going to lead to a back throw. He's not low enough yet, but PK Thunder is going to force him to air dodge. Now he's got to deal with the pressure from PKChris. Who wants the grab?
That was huge. It was perfectly set up on the air dodge, and now we're back at neutral. A 1v1 just between Joker, Ness, Sky, and PKChris, as Sky is just bouncing back and forth, trying to find an opening between all of these hitboxes, but PKChris dominating center stage. Back air after back air. They know what they need to close out the stock.
You see Sky trying to walk in to get that grounded back air after it lands so he can get a whiff punish. Dash that coming through. Gets the back throw just to give him stage position. If he can find one forward air, one back air, anything, that's going to send PKChris off. The up air gets him, and he gets the drag down on it. Snipes the jump, and PKChris avoids getting hit by the up B or anything to the snipe away the jump as well. That could have led to a stage spike, but Sky didn't make the attempt at it right here, down at the bottom of the stage after that up air. If Sky went for an up B right here, It pulls him up a little bit. There's a very small chance that you could get a stage spike there. It's not something you think about in that position, but he caught him with that right there. I think he caught the jump because I think he was trying to fade in with a back air.
Yeah, you can see the double jump ring.
Yeah,
right
there
there.
it is.
And this loss of a double jump, PKChris taking Sky's jump, and what Sky wanted was a drop off, double jump down air, sweep PKChris too far as they attempt to approach, or as they attempt to shark, and then you win the game. Unfortunately, this is not how history goes, as the loss of the jump and Sky not being too attentive, barely missing a down air that, I'll be honest, strong hit Joker down air, not even Arsene down air at 151, could have closed out the stock right off there.
Yeah, even if it doesn't send him far enough away, if he doesn't get that tech, you go just out of distance for PK Thunder 2, you're not making that back. Like, that doesn't have as much range as, like, a Lucas or anything like that, but not being aware he lost his jump, the pop-off coming through. What an insane closeout to what was a match that I definitely didn't think was going to get to that point. That game one was so solid for the start of Red Team, and then they clutched it out. They got it at the end after almost losing on a very solid comeback. Game two, definitely way more Blue Team favor. They were able to stop the bleeding. But the first thing that we thought the moment they went to Smashville was there is uncontrollable chaos. There is no way you can absolutely nail anyone down on this stage with these characters, in particular how many projectiles go out. And it ended exactly like that. It ended almost exactly how we expected, because I did not think that 2v1 at the end was going to work out the way that Sky was expecting, but he did, and he brought it back.
If anything, this makes me terrified for Sky's potential breakout performance in singles. Because if you can handle PKChris and MPG, two high members of the New York and PR respectively, and the Delaware, #1 in Delaware in MPG, if you can handle both of them at the same time, you're looking pretty strong
that
for
was insane.
Breakout.
That was insane. That was so much fun.
So good.
And make sure that, look, if you happen to miss that, you just tuned in and you joined in at the last second, make sure you go ahead and go to Collision YouTube channel to see all these videos that are going to be happening throughout this whole weekend for these incredible matches. That one is going to be one of the sleeper sets that a lot of people might not see. That was incredibly fun to watch at the end, that I wish more people would take a look at, hopefully later on.
Yeah, if you enjoy doubles, that one was amazing to witness, especially since Sky and Vile, they had just come off an upset over Yanni and Sharp.
I didn't even see that. Okay,
So-
never mind. They beat Yanni and Sharp as well to get
So
here.
they were absolutely rolling and ready to move. And if we're talking about rolling and getting ready to head right into top 16, we've got our 1 seed coming up.
We have one that definitely is going to get some views. We have MK Leo and Gluttony versus Pharaoh and Stefan. We just saw Pharaoh and Stefan a little while ago with that Yoshi and the Steve. Problem, though, is they didn't have someone who has amazing distance control and a great disjoint to shut that down, and not to mention also 2 of the best players in the world, one of them being the best in the world, and then a contender for best in the world in that same conversation when it comes to Gluto. This is going to be potentially very bad for one-sided team, but I think that Pharaoh and Stefan looked good enough that this should be very entertaining, and who knows, maybe they pull the upset.
Yeah, I feel like the real tact here.
Hyping it up, by the way. I'm trying really hard to believe in them right now.
I really want to as well, and when I look at it on a paper standpoint,
Yeah.
you have Leo